So, one more thing. I recently was in Italy a couple times in Rome.
Lovely.
Lovely. And I was in Italy and arrived, and then all my documents, my phone, everything was gone. So I have nothing. So I had a friend, a woman, an Italian woman who's there, who I had met. And yeah, there was something more or less between us. So I called her up from a shop. I was like, hey, can you help me? Yada, yada, yada. She's like, sure, of course, I'll help you. Can stay with me, this and that. And so we meet each other in the evening. She comes in and she's like, what is this? Like, what are you talking? What is this? Why are you really here? And then she started to explain to me, well, she was coming to me. She got an image that if she let me sleep in her place, I would at night get up and kill her. And she's like, why do I have that image? Why do I have that image? And she was really afraid. And I started to realize she's not gonna fucking help me. So I felt all these like conflicting. I was like, really? And I was again confronted like with abandonment and this like different feelings. And then after some hours, she was like in between. All of a sudden, she stand up, and the security was like looking at us, and they're like, "What's going on there? Do you know her? Whatever." She's like looking, and I'm like, "Are you gonna abandon me?" She's like, "I'm gonna abandon you." She goes away, and I'm looking at her going away, and I realized that like, fuck, like, and I realized that I had some feelings that were brought up. And I was living through it that night, sleeping on the street, finding the thing, doing things on my own. And I was like, I fully released her. And I felt it. I'm not mad at her because she had a trauma response. So I cannot be mad at her. I don't blame her. But somehow I had like this thing, like, why did I have to go through that experience?
This experience talk about the father of your mother. I'm gonna explain in details why. You know the story of the boogeyman,
No?
the black man, you know people that they say, oh, I have my house that is ghosted. There are ghosts. There is the boogeyman and this and that. So they see those demons. The demons is always reflecting to the father. Because we come from an era that mothers have had horrible experience with men. So as children, we reflect the boogeyman, the black man, as the father. So when people have this experience, oh, somebody's going to kill me and this and that, I always ask to them, what happened with your father? So they feel they are hunted, okay? So it's always something about the father. Although, in your experience, it's talking about household and personal belonging. Your household is your mother. She's your protector, your nurturing. When you are born inside your mother. So you are literally built up inside your mother. And your mother was built up inside your great-grandmother, grandmother, and on and on. So everything that is about being on the street without the house, it's about your mother. And then there are many other systemic implications. I don't take you, otherwise we talk.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have experienced absence of the household for that night and abandonment, that is an unresolved with your mother. And the fact that your mother, which was represented by that lady, that beautiful Italian lady, she feels she was hunted is because your mother felt unsafe with her father, or there's some sort of interruption through the masculine lineage. So if I want to bring a resolution to you, I will do a movement, first of all, to look at your mother herself, and then I go behind her and I see her father and what happened to her father too. So there is a systemic map of what has happened to you. Why it has happened to you, I'm giving you an answer. Because you live in a loop of memory, Igor. You are repeating pattern that has happened already in your system of belonging or in the system of belonging of the person you are involved with. So you are keep repeating this loop of memory, particularly when the situation is unresolved. Why? Because love submit to conscience, to order. So love seek completion, sync to bring reunion to what is unresolved. For 3-4 generation generally, but it goes as far as 6-7 when it's a dynamic that has brought a major shift in the life experience of the individual. So you're repeating a memory, and we can obviously look at it together. You can look in a constellation, but it seems to me that has brought some awareness within you already.
Is it possible to avoid dynamics or repeating things, or do we have to sometimes go through things to become aware that it's coming from there, and then have the tools like family constellations, and then actually go into the work so they may be resolved, and then until the next thing presents itself?
So what we are reflecting here is what we call entanglements. We are entangled in somebody else's destiny. Entanglements are not demonic as people think they are. Even knowledgeable observer, they speak about entanglement as demonic. The entanglement try to bring resolution. So the entanglement bring resolution by elevating awareness, so the person becomes more conscious, more aware, so knowledge are increasing in the field of the person, so they grow through the entanglement. Sometimes the entanglement cannot find their resolution because the two systems of belonging are in oppositions. So the same thing is for you, like we can resolve when we become aware. By becoming aware, we elevate ourselves. So the entanglement is positive because it allows you to change your conscience, okay, and elevate your conscience. What is conscience? Is knowledge. Conscience is knowledge. My conscience can be as big as this because I can tap in this much amount of knowledge. But my conscience can be as small as this because I can tap into this small amount of knowledge. Conscience is knowledge.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure, brother.